Alright, sorry I didn't post yesterday. Today got away from me, but let's go ahead and restart. Also, thank you to everybody who's like comfortable enough with sending me their stories. I'm not gonna post them on here only because that is your story to tell. That's not my story to tell. I know a lot of you are dealing with the process of if we stay or if we don't. Hence, that means a lot of the stories are coming from emoji. And you know, I don't want to mess up your sisterhood. Also, all of that emoji that is commenting or liking or sharing the video, it means nothing if you like the video and then go back to the house. Like, that means nothing to me. Showing support but still having that in your name or still dealing with that team is kind of backwards. If someone is telling you that this is happening, but yet you're still supporting because of him or because of your sisterhood, if you left and there was no sisterhood, that should tell you everything, right? So I appreciate the likes. I appreciate favoriting it. But if you're doing it just to make it blow up to then help him, doesn't really help. You have to do something about it. But anyway. So moving on. I land and he comes and picks me up from the airport. Took a while for him to get there, but he comes and he picks me up from the airport. Immediately, it was like a cool vibe. He gets out the car, we hug, kiss, blah, 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 blah. It's not awkward because we've been talking now for this whole time. So it's like, it's not an awkward situation to be in. So then we go to MGM. If you know, you know, that's his spot. Go to the MGM. And when we get there, he buys all this stuff. He buys liquor. He buys like a Detroit hat. He buys food, snacks, whatever. So like you feel like, okay, he really planned this whole process. Like, thank you. And then the very first time we do engage, and it was decent. It was okay. Like nothing to run home about, but it was okay. It was good. So then we get ready to go to the Detroit Pistons game. I took this picture of him, and I was there because I saw a lot of messages that said that he didn't know who I was. I was there at the Detroit Pistons game. I took this picture at the Detroit Pistons game. So yeah, we just vibing. The whole night was chill. Like there was nothing to it. It actually had like a good little mix to it. We go back to the hotel for the night and just chilling or whatever. So then we're getting on social media and he's showing me like his videos. I'm showing him like mine. I went to show him a video that I was like, oh, this video reminds me of you. As soon as I log into my TikTok, a whole lot of this emoji was commenting on this picture that I had posted. Now, mind you, he never said don't post the picture. He never said you can't show that you're at the game. It was never like a set plan of you can't be seen. That was never told to me. So I posted like a Snapchat clip of me at the game. So I'm seeing a lot of people from said family who were commenting on it. So clearly they were like sharing it amongst each other, which is another thing that's kind of weird. So it's like one person would come and then another person would come. Mind you, prior to that, hardly any of them supported anything that I did. None of them really. It was like a handful of people who actually came to my page. Now it's like all of them. And so when we go to my TikTok and open it, like he sees a flood of those emojis. Like, oh, you're so pretty and you're so pretty and you're so whatever, and wow, Cam, where are you, and whatever. So he takes my phone and scrolls. Then he clicks on the video and he's like, why would you post this? And I was like, you never said that I couldn't. Like, it's just a video of us at the game. Like, and you're not in the physical video. And he's like, but I just told everybody I was going to the game. So now they're going to assume that I'm with you. I'm like, is that a problem? Like, are we all in this together but not? Like, what the heck? And he was like, they're not going to say nothing to you, but they're going to say something to each other, and they're going to be talking to each other about it. And I don't got time for all of that. So once again, this poly life that we're supposed to be living in is all just a secret. So what's the point of having multiple sister wives if you can't tell each other about each other? That doesn't make sense to me. That's not a sister wife. This is my competition, because I'm supposed to sit here and watch you talk to her a certain type of way, but I can't assume you've already done anything with her. That's weird. So, okay. So he gets mad and literally rolls over and goes to sleep. Like, he is mad and just rolls over and goes to sleep. So I'm just sitting there like, are you kidding me? Are you serious? Like, he was, man, yeah, because why would you post that? It's literally on my page with my friends and followers that don't even know who you are. Your team came to find it, being nosy, because one person went and told the rest, and now the rest have come. And you're not in there. I easily could have been at the game on the 14th row for all we care, but they assumed you were with me, and instead of just being like, it is what it is, whatever, because I've recently been in your Discord, I've recently been in your lives, I've recently been talking to you, so they should just assume he's going to talk to one of the girls. Now you're mad. So he roll over and go to sleep. End of that day. Like, all of the good stuff that happened just ended. And it was like a total switch. Then I was like, oh, now here comes the storm. So the next day when we wake up, let me just insert here. Okay. The next day when we wake up, we engage in an act. The first time, let me go back a little bit. The first time I engaged in this act, he literally like had me take like 3 or 4 shots prior, right? So he pulls me to the side of the bed and I'm upside down. And he literally inserts himself into my mouth, upside down. And it's not comfortable. And I throw up. And I asked to stop and I was told no. So here I am throwing up everywhere and it's a no. And I'm asking to stop and it's a no. That was the first night, right? So I didn't think anything further than that. I'm like, maybe we just too far into it. It was in a moment, whatever. So the next day when we wake up and we're doing what we're doing, once again, it's like, go sit on that wall on your knees, you're gonna do it again. And it's like no hands, no nothing, just insert into your mouth. And I'm saying like, no, like stop, like let me take a moment, let me adjust, whatever. And it's a no. And that's when you get hit. That's when you get pushed. That's when you get yelled at. That's when you get spit on. And I'm physically to a point of like, I feel like I'm finna cry. Like, what is this? This is not fun. Like, if this is supposed to be like, based on your videos, you are a pleaser. This is like very sadistic. I am pleasing you and it's very uncomfortable. And as I'm trying to catch my bearing, you're not letting me. We've all seen the videos. We've all heard them say stop or no doesn't exist. But that's if it's already in a mode of pleasure. If someone is physically uncomfortable and telling you to stop and you get mad, that's no longer pleasure. So then he gets so mad that he has me sit on the bed and he ties me up from behind. At this point, my heart is racing. Because everyone has that moment where they're like, oh, you know, bondage sounds cool and whatever, if it's somebody you trust. But based off of what just happened, like, I'm freaking out. So he ties me up and we went and tried it again. This time, because of how rough and how he's not paying attention to me or my body or my needs, I am physically like in tears. And he's continuously trying to make me swallow him. And I am very uncomfortable. That's when the hitting continues to start. That's when the fight continues to happen, right? For me to be able to breathe, for me to be able to stand up, for me, whatever. So I physically say, stop, and it's not happening. I'm saying, no, it's not happening. All I'm being told is stop using your teeth, stop touching me, whatever. So it's like, you're not listening to me tell you stop. So after a while, I just back up and I'm like, I am done. When I say those words, he gets so mad that he physically like pulls me over and starts untying the rope. And it's not even like untied. It'll be like, okay, whatever. Like, she's doing too much. It's like, I'm mad to a point that I've had to use this rope. I'm mad to the point that you're not doing what I'm telling you to do. I'm mad to a point that you're not doing it the way that I want you to do it. And once I'm fully untied, I sit on the bed because I'm like, maybe we're going to talk. No. He grabs my suitcase and throws it on the bed and starts throwing my stuff into the suitcase. And I'm just like, what are you doing? And he's like, you done turned me off. You done made me mad. You gotta go. I'm gonna send you back to the airport. As he's just throwing stuff into the suitcase. So I'm sitting there like, are you kidding me? Like, what? Like, in most cases, if someone has a sexual kink that they like, you have to introduce people to that, right? It's not one of those situations you just assume someone knows what they're doing, especially if we don't know each other like that. Like, why are you tripping? And if something is uncomfortable for your partner, you make sure, okay, maybe I can't do that with her. That's fine. But no, you get mad, throw a tantrum, and start throwing my stuff in the bag. So I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck? So then once he throws everything on the bed, pretty much, so now I have to go through it and fold or whatever. He sits down on the couch and he goes on the Discord. And as soon as he gets on the Discord, I know this voice, but one of the voices says, are you okay, Daddy? And he said, no, but I will be. So instead of like paying attention to your partner, you go straight to the Discord or straight to the chat to find some type of peace within the Sister Wives group. Okay, so I like get to a point where I'm like, okay, clearly I don't have my ticket home. If I go home right now, I'm gonna be sitting at the airport for 24 hours. I should have left, but I didn't. And I'm trying to convince him like, no, it's fine. I'll learn. I'll do this. I'll do that. Like, you're so far gone in the moment that you don't even hear yourself talking. And so you don't realize what you're saying, but I'm physically begging to stay. Mind you, this is what my knees look like at the time that I'm begging. Like, that's how I'm being like pulled around. And I'm like begging, like, it's fine, I'll figure it out, whatever. So finally he calms down and he's like, well, let's go downstairs. So we go downstairs and we go get breakfast. And as we're eating, we're not talking to each other. We're not saying anything. Wait, let me go back. Prior to breakfast, we go to their like spa area or whatever, and I am quiet because I'm like, I don't know what I can say, what I can't say. This was very awkward. Like, how did we get here kind of moment. So we go to the massage place and he signs up to get his nails and his toes done. And then he looks at me and he's like, you want something? And I'm like, no, like, nope. I'm good. I don't need a massage. I don't need a facial. I don't need nails, nothing. Like, I'm good. So then we go to breakfast after that, after he signed up to get his pedicure and manicure. And we're sitting there eating, and it is quiet. Like, ghostly quiet. So I order a glass of wine. Once I finish my wine, he tells the guy, like, get her another one. And I'm like, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. Like, whatever. So he gets another one. So after a while, I'm just like, are you mad? And he's like, nope, I'm over it. I'm like, so, I mean, is this going to ruin the trip? Like, what are we doing? He's like, I'm over it. So he finishes his food or whatever. I got hash browns and pancakes. They stacked the pancakes 3 high. He cuts a giant slit, like, almost like the size of a sponge, puts it on a fork, and shoves it into my mouth. So I'm sitting here like this. And he's like, chew. So I'm eating it. Cuts another slice mid-chew, trying to shove it into my mouth. And I'm like, I can't take anymore. I can't take anymore. Like, it's fine. Like, ha, ha, ha. But, like, what are you doing? You finish your food. So you could tell, like, a pattern here. It's not about, it's almost like humiliation is the kink. Pain is the kink. Having you do stuff you don't want to do is the kink. So then, after we're done eating, he goes and he gets his massage. Or his nails done. He's up there on live, might I add, getting his nails and toes done. I'm sitting by the pool area. If you know the MGM Detroit, you know what I'm talking about. I'm sitting in the spa pool area. He's upstairs getting his nails and toes done. I scroll on my phone to see that he's on live. And I see that he's on live or whatever. And I'm just like, here I am sitting down here. He's up there. Whatever. So like 2 hours go by and then he comes and he gets me. But it's not like, hey, come on. He just walks by. And I guess that's supposed to mean come on. Then he goes up to the gym. He's doing this with the weight. Not really working out. And we just sitting in there. And I feel like he went to the gym. So I get on the treadmill. And if you know what I'm talking about, you go to the previous video. But I don't. I'm just walking around. So then he gets up and he just walks out. And it's not like, come on, Cam, we leaving. It's like, I'm out. Come on. Kind of thing. Whatever. So then we get back to the room. And I'm like, at this point, well, what do we do? So we're just sitting in the bed. It's not a lot of talking. It's not a lot of stuff going on. So we attempt again. Because I'm like, okay, whatever. Let's attempt again. And he pulls out a massage gun. If you've ever dealt with him, you know the massage gun I'm talking about. So as I'm performing, he has a massage gun right here. And so it's like me, him, massage gun. Once again, a weird thing. Because it's like, why are we doing that? So it's like physical pain for nothing. And I guess that time we did it right. Because it was what it was. And then we ended up leaving. And it was almost like a complete switch after that. It was like, oh, she did it right. I'm happy now. Hey, I made reservations for Zuzu. Go get dressed. So I go and get dressed so we can go to dinner. In between all of this, it's like a lot of stuff that's going on. In between all of this, there's a lot of conversation going on. You can hear him go on the Discord. You can hear him go in and out. So you have no idea if you're being recorded, if you're not being recorded, if people are just listening to you. Like, it's a lot going on. The phone was in hand a lot more than it probably should have been. So we end up going to Zuzu. For those who said that he told you he didn't know who I am, this is my camera roll. This is not pictures that were sent to me. This is my camera roll. These are all the pictures that I took. These are all the pictures he took of me on my phone. We're in the same restaurant. Like, there's no way he didn't know who I was. Like, there's just no way. Anyway, so we eat, we chill, whatever. The bill's pretty hefty. So I'm like, he drives me around the city. We attempt to go to another spot. That didn't work out, whatever. And then we go back to the hotel. That night was probably the only night where it was just like chill. Like nothing really happened. We all just kind of chilled or whatever. And then something happened. I can't even remember what it was, but he just rolled over and like went to sleep again. So here I am like, hey, wake up. This is my last night. Like, wake up. Like, what are you doing? And he goes to sleep. I'm like, who goes to sleep the night before I leave? Like, I literally get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to get on the flight at 6. Like, this was a waste of my time. Like, it's a waste of my time for me to come. Like, the whole time it's either we were fighting or it just was no chemistry. And I probably now look like the person that's like, oh, she don't even know what she's doing. When it's like the whole time there's no arousal, there's no stimulation, there's no nothing. So he just goes to sleep. Next day we wake up, massage gun again on said cheek. Weird. and he drops me off at the airport bright and early. So when I get out the car, like, it was a hug. It was, okay, so you're gonna come back and we're gonna see each other again, blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, you know, yeah, we should be fine. No. Like, in my mind, I'm thinking probably not. Like, I don't think he likes me. I don't know if I like this. Maybe it was just like a bad first experience. Like, I don't know. But he's like, yeah, you're gonna come back or whatever. I'm like, sure, yeah. So after we hug, kiss, whatever, I go to the airport. And like, that was it. A couple days, once I get home, a couple days go by and I'm just thinking, like, he didn't like it, I didn't like it, maybe we're just not talking. That is fine, right? In my mind, I'm just thinking in my head, like, that's fine. Little did I know that wasn't the case, and that I would get a text message and it basically started the process all over again. Side note, I was going to do a story about this, but whatever. For everyone who's still on him, I have names that I won't disclose. But for those who are still on him, anyway, part 3 will be the final part, because literally when I come back home, we talk for maybe like a week and a half, and that's when the big explosion happens. So I will definitely finish it off with everything and how we got to a point of me now doing these lives.